Well, a very good afternoon from Phuket. Today we're going to have a look around Kata in a moment. As some of you may be aware, I've been away off the island for the last 6 days. I actually went and renewed my visa, so I've got a new 12-month visa. That's what I've been doing the last 6 days. So you're going to see a lot of footage from my journey to Savannakhet in Laos, because I crossed over the border there. We also had a few stops in Hua Hin, Buriram, and of course Mukdahan, which is on the border between Thailand and Laos. But today we're going to take a look at a surfing competition that's supposed to be going on here. So of course this is Kata's Beach. And it's been reported in the media that there was a surfing competition going on the beach between Friday and Sunday. But I'll be honest with you, now I've come here, I don't see any surf competition. I don't know what time it's supposed to start. So we're going to have a wander down to the bottom, because I've come in at the top end, because it's now a one-way and they're also stopping cars from going down the beach road, so it's all motorbikes along there. So I've come in at the top because it's all one way. I presume they were stopping the cars for the surfing competition, but looking at the beach at the minute, I don't see it, unless it's starting this afternoon. And I must admit, the sea is not that rough today. The waves are only very, very small. But there is supposed to be some sort of competition. Now, last week, it was going on in Koh Lak, and then this week it's here in Kata, because of course in the low season we do get some waves around the island, rough seas, so it's actually quite good for surfing sometimes, not always, but sometimes. But of course in the high season the seas are very calm and flat, so wouldn't be very good at all for surfing. But let's have a wander down the bottom, because I can see a load of surfboards down there. So maybe it hasn't started yet, I'm not quite sure. We'll just check out the weather. Absolutely blue skies, which is very, very nice. And I believe the last 6 days I've seen some very nice weather here in Phuket. Unfortunately, Sunday morning when I left Phuket, I had some very, very bad weather. Passing through Phang Nga, Suratani, it came down like an absolute sheet. It really did. It rained and rained and rained, and I didn't think it was going to stop. But you can check that out on the channel. You're going to see quite a few videos coming out. There has already been a few. You will have seen that we stopped off in Hua Hin. At one point I didn't think we were going to be able to, but it stopped raining an hour outside of Hua Hin. And it was beautiful in the afternoon, to be honest. And then after that we never saw any rain again. So I'm glad in one way I didn't go on the bike, because I wanted to go on the bike, but it is an awful long way to the border with Laos on a motorbike. It's 1700 kilometers or just over, because I've already done it once on my Kawasaki Z1000, and I was hoping to do it on my new bike, but because of the time of the year you've got to be very mindful of the weather. And as it happened, when we left on Sunday morning, it just was unbelievably bad. So I was quite glad at that point. But as I say, once we got to Hua Hin, after that we didn't see any more rain. Even in Laos, it was absolutely beautiful weather in Laos, not a cloud in the sky, as you will see. Watch the videos. And Savannakhet really surprised me. How nice it is now. It has changed a lot since I was last there, which was 4 years ago. So let's have a wander down to the southern part of Kata's Beach and see whether there's any sign of this surfing competition, because at the minute I don't really see any signs of it. So I'm thinking, why did I come over here? Because I actually came over to check out the competition. I thought, because you can only have these, as I mentioned, in the low season, and of course it is low season at the minute. The beach is looking beautiful and the weather's not too bad, so there's a few people sunbathing and enjoying themselves. Kata's gone a little bit quieter to what it was in May and April. which is understandable because, of course, as I mentioned, we are now in the low season, in the rainy season. But we don't get rain all the time. So I'm going to have a walk down here, as I say, and then once I get further down, I shall come back to you in a moment. Okay, I'm making my way off the beach because it is extremely warm down there. It is very hot today. There's a bit of a breeze and I see red flags everywhere, but there are a lot of people in the water even though red flags are out. I have given out this advice before in my group that obviously at this time of year there are some very strong undercurrents on the west side of Phuket, which affects most of the main tourist beaches, and it is very unwise to swim when the red flags are out because you can easily get into trouble. No matter whether you're a strong swimmer or not, you can get into some serious trouble, and every year we see a lot of people drown here on the island, unfortunately, because they ignore the red flags. So please, if you're going to come out at this time of year, pay attention to them. If there's red flags out, don't put yourself in danger, because stop and think, it's not just you that you're putting in danger, it's also the lifeguards who have to come in after you to try and save you if you get into difficulty. And believe you me, there are some very, very strong currents here on the island, unfortunately, in the low season, and a lot of people fall foul to it, as I said. So I think last month 4 people drowned in Phuket on their holiday, so not a great way to finish your holiday. So bear in mind, there are people in the water, there are people every year that take the risks, but please don't take the risks because it's just not worth losing your life. So I'm walking down the beach road, I guess you'd call it now. They've actually renewed it all since I was last here. Last time I filmed it, all this was being removed and relaid, as you can see now, and it's quite nice to walk along, and the beach is just there to my left, but you can see there the red flags. Now I'll be honest with you, these red flags that are out, I don't know whether that's something to do with the surfing, because normally there aren't the number that there are out at the moment. There's a lot of red flags, and in fact they're every 10 to 15 meters apart, which normally they're not. There's obviously red flags on the beach, but not the amount there are at the minute, and I'm guessing that may be something to do with the competition that's going on. However, I am looking and trying to find signs of the competition that's supposed to be going on. There are quite a few people out there on surfboards, but maybe they're part of the competition, maybe it runs late afternoon, maybe I've missed it, maybe it's already taken place this morning, I don't know, because he didn't say any times. He just said that they're going to be having some concerts on in the evening, and they sort of start around 8 o'clock, and then I presume the surfing competition, a lot of people over there on surfboards, would be taking place during the day, but it didn't specify any hours that the actual competition was running. So it's coming up to, just checking the time, it's just gone 1 o'clock, so sort of midday. So I was expecting something to be going on, but as you can see for yourselves, there's not much sign of it. There's plenty of people in the sea with surfboards, but I don't see any sort of competition going on. So maybe it's already taken place, or as I say, maybe it's later this afternoon, I'm not sure. But I just thought I'd come down and take a look and see what was going on. We've got some little market stalls here, which is quite common whenever they have a competition or a festival. You're going to find a sort of market spring up where you can get some food and drink, some clothing items, accessories for the beach, that type of thing, basic stuff. But it's always nice to have a nosy round. few places over there, some looks like pies. That'd be interesting. See what those are. I might have a look at those a bit later on. I'm a bit peckish. I've only had breakfast so far, so. But I'm more interested. Oh yeah, I can see now the big blow up things down there. I saw that on the media that made me see that there was a competition on here. They were showing all these things, so it must be on, but I don't know the times of the actual competition. Looking at the waves here on Kata Beach at the minute, I wouldn't have said they're that big, but I don't know. Maybe they're big enough. I'm not a surfer, so I don't know much about that. My friend Pete does a lot of surfing, so I'm surprised he's not down here actually. He might actually be down here somewhere, or he might have been down here, because he's very much into surfing at the minute. The guy that I used to ride the big bikes with, he's very much into the surfing at the minute. Low season, that's what he tends to do. Okay, so we've got the tower here, so it is on. There is a surfing contest there, you can see, Phuket Surfing Contest 2023, 23rd to the 25th. So I was right, it is on, but it's towards the southern end of the beach, not the northern end. So, but I don't know the times, unless it's running now and there's people out there taking part in the competition. And then you've got a big area here behind the beach where there's stuff going on in there as well. You can probably get some food in there, maybe different stuff, or go and buy some food from these stalls and take it in there, sit down. Let's have a look. Quite a few stalls here as well. So if you're coming out to Thailand in the low season, sometimes there are things going on. Yeah, I think this is more of a chill out area. Come in here, maybe have some food, bring some food in and eat it. Some tables over there, a bit of shade, some bean bags that I can see. Not too much, but a little bit. And then I'm guessing this is where they have the concert in the evening, maybe over there on the stage. It's not very big, I must admit, it's not a very big stage, but I suppose come and sit here in the beanbags, relax and listen to a bit of music, might be nice. There is a surfing place next door, like a cafe restaurant, and they've got where you can practice your surfing as well. It used to be called the Surf House. I don't know whether it still is, because I think it's changed hands to what it used to be from the Surf House. I may be wrong, but the last couple of times I was down here, it hasn't been open. It's only recently reopened. Lots and lots of market stalls here, as I say, selling different stuff. And then you've got, no, it doesn't say a name, oh, Super Surf. So it has changed names. It's called Super Surf now. So you can go in here and get some food, do a bit of surfing, chill out with a drink upstairs. They've got quite a nice platform up there where you can look over the beach area. A lot of people in there. You can get a beer and watch them surfing, or practicing the surfing anyway. And yeah, plenty of stalls down here. So if you're here at the minute, you might want to pop over in the next couple of days, because I think it finishes Sunday, I'll be honest with you. I think it's 25th and 24th today, so that's going to be tomorrow that this finishes. Whether these stalls will stay a little bit longer, I don't know, but if you want to come over, you'd have to be pretty sharpish to get over here. Unfortunately, I didn't pre-warn people this was going on, simply because I haven't been here for the last 6 days, as I mentioned. I see jacket potatoes are getting quite popular out here. Never used to have those. See a lot of markets having those now. So if you're stuck for something to do and you're here at the minute, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to try and get this video up a little bit later today if I've got time. I've got quite a lot of videos to edit at the minute, because as you can imagine, me being away for 6 days, I've tried to do quite a bit of filming, get a few videos in stock, so to speak. T-shirts. Coffee. Right, let's get down here and have a look at the actual surfing if we can see anything. I don't know whether it's on at the moment. I think it is. There's people here, there's people with surfboards, so I would imagine it is taking place. Maybe over there, some competition, I'm not quite sure. As I said, there's quite a lot of people in the sea over there as well that are not surfing. And I'm guessing the competition is mainly in front of this tower. Let's go and have a wander down. Let's get on the beach. Now, looking at the ocean at the minute, the waves are not that big. So, I don't know how ideal it is for the surfing competition. As I've said, I'm not a surfer. I don't really know much about it. But I would have thought you would have needed slightly bigger waves, but I don't know. They did say the conditions in Koh Lak last week were perfect, but when I went to Koh Lak just over a week ago, it rained. And I got wet coming back. Well, me and Nat got wet. See lots of people there in the sea, swimming. But there is red flags out. So... There's another one up there. I can't actually see my phone screen. Although it's that bright, I can't actually see what I'm videoing at the minute. It's too bright. Two people here taking pictures. Oop, him down.
ในเวลา1 นาที 30 วินาทีลูกล่าสุดสีขาวครับทำไป 5.50 ตอนนี้คะแนนรวมอยู่ที่ 9.75 เหลือเวลา1 นาที 30 วินาทีตอนนี้รอคะแนนอัปเดตของเสื้อสีเหลืองสีแดงขึ้นยืนครับ Red up riding One minute and 10 seconds remaining.
Sounds like the competition's nearly over. Unless there's so many people that go out at a time and they get so long.
1 นาที Purdy change Purdy อันดับที่ 1 เป็นสีขาว Purdy อันดับที่ 2 เป็นเสื้อสีน้ำเงิน Purdy อันดับที่ 3 เป็นเสื้อสีเหลืองเหลือเวลา45 วินาทีตอนนี้ยังรอคะแนนอัปเดตของลูกสีแดงและลูกสีเหลืองนะครับเหลือเวลาอีก35 วินาที
breeze here at the minute because of the flags.
The last upgrade is 3.1 still not enough. Rate you're looking for 2.66. Rate you're looking for 2.66.เหลือเวลาอีก15 วินาที Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so as I say, I don't really know what's going on, whether it's...
And the official score, congratulations to the white and yellow, you made it to the next round.
Okay, so they got some rounds going on. Must have so many people out there at a time for so long. And I guess it goes on the time they're actually serving for.
Round 2. Eat number 8 ด้วยครับผม
Okay, struggling to see the screen here. The sun is so bright. I'm going to make my way back off the beach.
Alright.
But it looks like there's so many out at a time, they get a certain time limit. I suppose it depends on how long they actually stay on the surfboard upright surfing for. So the longer the ride, so to speak, the more points they get, I guess. I'm only guessing, I don't know much about it, to be honest. But that's what it looks like. So I'm guessing it's going on most of the day, and I'm sort of thinking to myself probably the finals are going to be tomorrow and Sunday during the daytime, so all the ones that get through the rounds will go into the final tomorrow. I know it was going on Friday, and as I say, today. But looking at the sea, it doesn't look like the conditions are ideal, because there's one or two okay waves, nothing majorly big. I don't know the sort of level of surfers that are taking part in this competition, but apparently there's quite a lot from what I've read in the media. I don't know how accurate it is, but they're saying there's a lot of people attending. So, but I guess it all depends on the actual conditions. The weather's actually been quite good the last 6 days from what I understand. So for surfing, I would imagine you need not quite so good a weather, a little bit more in the way of stormy type weather. Obviously that whips up the sea. It's going to make the waves a little bit bigger and better for surfing. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at Kata Beach and this surfing competition. Not that you've probably seen that much surfing, but it's on, and these are the things you can look out for if you're coming over to Thailand in the low season. Then there are things going on. It's not just absolutely dead, because obviously the things in the low season wouldn't be going on in the high season, because you couldn't have a surfing competition when there's no swell. And in the high season, the seas are normally quite flat and good for swimming in. But in the low season, not so good for swimming, but ideal for surfing. And I guess that just leaves me to say, as always, do leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you've been to the surfing competitions, what you think to them out here. Obviously, there are a lot bigger places with bigger competitions that hold surfing, but it's fairly new, I think, to Phuket, the surfing competition. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know how long it's been running for. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. If you've enjoyed it, found it useful and informative, please give the video a like, because it does help on YouTube, and of course consider subscribing if you like this sort of content. I am going to be making a big effort to do lots and lots of content now, because I've got a good choice now of cameras, and I'm finding it a lot easier to do videos of all different lengths, so long ones, short ones, and everything else in between. So until next time, you take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.